everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, welcome to Dusty Coloring. Today I have a video for you guys. It's a lot of people's favorite videos, including my own to watch. It's the completed page video. So I have 2 months of pages to show you guys. I did not post a completed page video for April. I just didn't have enough done, so I combined it 2 months. So I have April 2025 and May 2025 to show you. We still have a little bit left in May, and maybe about like a week or so, maybe a couple of days. But I pretty much wrapped up all my coloring, and I'm not going to really start anything new just yet. I want to focus on a little organization, and I want to figure out how I want to tackle June coloring and all that stuff, and then get a video for you up. Get a video up for you guys for my planned video for June. All right, so just a couple things. Did a bunch of pages, but you know, not as much as some people do for 2 months worth. And I'm just gonna show you guys what I colored. And I had a couple of new purchases, but I tried to color in them just to give you guys an idea of my new purchases. I don't purchase that much, so to put a video on its own, it just never will happen. So I try and color in my books now as I buy them. That way they're not untouched, because I'm trying to get through those, and that way I can show you guys 2 in 1. So we'll get started. Just so you know, this is my picture journal. I take pictures with like a Polaroid. You could use a Polaroid. I use the HD Sprocket, so it's kind of like a inkjet, not inkjet, but it's, you know, like it's a print. Here, these are the photos. They're like 2x3. They're not very big, and I've been doing this since 2024. So I have 2 years worth in here. I don't think I'm gonna get a 3-year in here. I don't think I'll have enough to do 2026. So I'll just pop this on my shelf and retire it at the end of the year, and then start a new one. As far as my coloring journal goes, I get really bad with them once mid-year comes around. Once we hit the mid-year mark, like June, I don't really update them as much as I used to, as much as I did in the beginning of the year when I was all gung-ho to create the journal. So I think I'm going to have to focus on maybe starting a different journal, which I always do. If you follow my videos, I'm doing journals all the time. But yeah, I like to create them, but not log in them so much. So anyway, as long as I do my picture journal, I can keep track. So I will show you guys. This comes in handy really for my color by numbers, because it shows where I started and where I left off to show you guys. So this is the book that I am coloring in for my color by number, and I'm just going in order, but I'm going to show you guys this at the end of the video, because there's really not much to say about it, since I really only use acrylic paint pens and Langu gel pens. So I'll show you guys that at the end. And let's just show you 2 purchases which are not coloring books. I purchased these 2 books, but they're going to come in handy when you see my coloring pages. Southern Lotus just came out with a How to Draw Easy Patterns, and Coco Wayo had a book out, How to Draw Patterns. If you follow them on Instagram, you're going to see that they have a lot of tutorials, and I purchased the books. I just enjoy them, and it just gives me a lot of inspiration. It shows me how to do certain patterns and certain things, and I really put it to use. And I'm going to show you guys how I did that. So they show you how to do volcano. They give you like a test page. They give you a couple coloring pages in the back. They give you all these samples. And then they give you little practice images. What else? They give you a place to put your colors, and they give you a practice one, so yeah, so it's like a workbook really, but they really show you how to do everything. And I really enjoy that. It gives me some ideas and inspirations for those cozy books. So I purchased this one, and then Southern Lotus came out with along the same lines. And again, they give you some practice pages in the background, and they are also giving you some samples. And it's the same format, the same layout, but just a little bit different images and different things. So I grabbed this one as well. So, but this one I just purchased. It just came yesterday actually, and this one I had. So let me show you guys what I utilized this one in with my completed pages. Let me just grab the books. Of course, they're at the bottom of the pile. I was going to go in order, but whatever. All right, so I purchased 3 new coloring books, I think, maybe. And The first one is Fuzzy Meowvies, and this is by Mojito, if you can see that. And I got this off of Amazon, and it's really cute. So basically it's cats, and they're just kind of doing, and it's a take on movies. We have some Disney in here, and then we have some other movies. And does it tell you, it gives you a color test page, you get your free patterns, like it shows you cute pattern designs. In the back, somewhere, oh, maybe not this one. All right, well, the other book, Fuzzy Meowvies 2, gives you a list of actually the movie names. But anyway, I'm just gonna show you guys. I just want to see, because I really thought it was in here too. All right, so here, this is the page that I colored for Mermaid. I colored the Little Mermaid, so you could see, and it's really, it's in a cat because she's got the ears and whatnot. And I used this book as inspiration. So I basically used Cali art markers because my Ohuhus, they're drying up a little bit, and I don't have the means now to buy the set that I want. I think they're back in stock, but of course, when I wanted them, they weren't in stock, and now they're not. Now I think they are, and I can't do it just now. So I've been using my Cali arts, which are perfectly fine. I just don't have a big range of selection as the Ohuhu, but it's working. So I colored this, and I utilized the patterns for the water and the sky, and it showed me how to do cracks in the castle, which I followed, how to color this tree here. Yeah, so it came in handy, and I really enjoyed it, how to make like cracked stone. And these are things that some people use, some people do, and I always say in my head, oh, I'm going to add some cracks to a castle, or I'm going to do this, but I don't, because I don't really know how to do it, and it showed me. So I had a lot of fun doing that. So in this book, I colored this page here, and I'm just going to show you guys, like here, I think, I don't know, oh, I had some bleed through because I forgot to put the paper down. Here's Rapunzel with the lanterns, Harry Potter. This is the Marilyn Monroe. What movie was this? Was it Some Like It Hot? I don't remember. I didn't see it. Aladdin. I don't know what movie this is. Shrek. I don't know what that is. I think that's The Nun. Is that the name of the movie? Pirates of the Caribbean. So it's really cute. So I got Fuzzy Mousies, and again, I colored the mermaid, the Little Mermaid for Mermaid. And then I purchased Fuzzy Meowvies 2 because I had so much fun coloring that. And I think this is the one where it tells you the names of the movies. So it gives you a couple of pages from the first book. And again, welcome to my colorful color test page. And again, I'm not losing my mind. Oh, there it is. Okay. And it gives you the completed movies list. So you can check them off as you go along. So we have, just to show you, Fur Friends, which is Friends, Game of Claws, which is Game of Thrones, Stranger Paws, Stranger Things, Paw of the Rings, we all know, Lord of the Rings, How I Met Your Meowther, How I Met Your Mother. So it does TV shows, and it does, you know, movies. And I colored Shrek. And I decided to do Fiona as the human princess instead because there was just a lot of green going on, and I just thought it would be better complement the page to do her when she was in her human form, and that way Shrek could stand out. And I had a lot of fun coloring this page. And again, I used the book. It showed me how to make these little flower patches. And again, I went crazy with my cracked castle stuff and my tricolor sky. And it was just, and I added the cobblestones to the little circular path. I added the roof, the little thatched roof. Oh, the tiled roof, I mean. And I forgot to do the tiles on that one, but that's okay. So I had a lot of fun coloring in these books, and the pattern books are making it so much easier for me. I still save all the videos from Instagram that they post, Coco Wayo and Southern Lotus, and sometimes I refer back to them, but yeah, I had a lot of fun. So you see we have There's a lot of cute movies and Meowvies, and it's just really cute. And I really like it. Maleficent, Karate Kid, Tarzan. Yeah, so Annabelle, right? You got Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones. Yeah, so it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed this immensely, and I'm glad I found these. So that's Fuzzy Mousies 2. And then another one that I bought, but I'm not going to flip through it because it's not for everybody. So it's along the same lines, but this is by Mira Luna and Jojo Weirdo. And this is cozy, and it's cozy scratched out, and it's crime scenes. So as you can see from the cover, this book isn't going to be for everybody, but I wanted to see it and I wanted to check it out. And they do give you a disclaimer. It basically says that it's for adults, and it was created as a playful, satirical, and unconventional take on traditional coloring books. They depict fictional, violent, deadly, or illegal scenarios. It's for entertainment purposes only. It does not condone or encourage illegal, criminal, or violent behavior. But they did say that due to some sensitivity, they removed some pages that I guess were originally published. And they basically say in the book that if you purchase this book and had wanted those pages, I think there's a way that you can contact them and they will send them to you. So, you know, it's not for everybody, but I'm just going to show you. I mean, we have a dancing stripper pig. We have the crime scene. We have a hedgehog setting a bomb. A burning Santa Claus. And, you know, I'm not going to really go through everything else with you guys. But those are really along the lines of what the scenes are. There's a mafia scene with a wolf burying a pig in the trunk. You know, I mean, it's weird. Yeah, so I'm not going to flip through it. I'm just going to tell you guys the less sensitive pages. And they have another one out too. But I'm good with one. I just really wanted to see what it was all about. And I probably will color a page or two in here. But if I'm going to post them, I'm obviously not going to do the weird, crazy-ish ones. So yeah, so that is Crime Scenes Cute and Cozy Coloring Book. And it's not for kids at all. All right, now jumping back into the rest of my completed pages. This is my buddy color book with Christina from Christina's Art Corner. And every month we're coloring a page in Reptiloids. So I completed Reptiloids 2 in 2024. And I decided I was going to tackle this book for 2025. No agenda to complete it, just focus on it. And we've been buddying it ever since. So in April, her and I colored this page here. Now in this book, I go down with my Ohuhu markers and maybe shade sometimes with some pencil. So this was her page. This was my page for April 2025. And I'm gonna show you Christina's here. Sorry about the bleed through, but this is Christina's. We have a lot of fun coloring in these books. We both have different takes and have different styles, and I just love to see how she colors things. She always does the best backgrounds and the best color escapes. So yeah, so always a pleasure coloring with her. And then in May, we colored this page. And again, this is my page here. Just again, Ohuhu marker and shading with some Prismacolor pencil. And here's Christina's. And again, thank you, Christina, for coloring with me. I always appreciate it and have so much fun. And we did pick out a page for for June. She picked it out. I have to refer back to our message to see which one, because I can't recall which one it is. But yeah, so we have one set up for June. And this is Reptiloids by Vessel Psycho. I went back into my Animal Crossing era. I have the game and I love playing it, and I decided to wipe it out. I erased all my data and I'm starting fresh because it's just something to keep me busy. And I did it 2 years ago when the game first came out, and now I was just trying to, do little chores on the thing. If you're familiar with the game, you just do chores and stuff. And it's like mind numbing and just fun. I mean, some people go all at it. I just do it for, you know, relaxation factor. So I'm not all into it like that, but I enjoy it. And I had pretty much done everything. So it was really nothing left for me to do. So I wiped out my game on my Nintendo Switch and I started over, and I decided I was going to color in the book, which actually I thought about coloring in this book. And then that kind of prompted me to get back into the game. And I decided to color a quick page. So I colored the fishing. I'm not the fishing. In the game, you go into the water and you collect sea creatures. So this is the image of them, of one of the characters collecting the sea creatures. Just give me 1 second. I have to, sorry guys, I just need to fix something. Okay. Sorry, something stopped working and I had to put it back on. So yeah, so in the game, you dive in the ocean and you collect things and then you bring them to the museum. And you also can sell them for bells, which is like coin. And, you know, you can get all these things. These guys are fish. You fish too. But yeah, so colored this one. I went in with Albert Durer. But then it was taking me a while. So I finished it with alcohol marker. And that is in Welcome to the Village by Morgan O'Brien. And I had purchased, I think it was last month, the Matchstick Mouse, the newer one, the cookbook coloring book that came out. And I wanted to color a page because, again, I don't want any more untouched books. So if I purchase a book, I'm coloring in it. That's what I've decided to do. That way it's one less uncolored book on my shelf. And I just, for April, I colored this easy breezy wheat page. I think I went in, what did I go in with? So Albert Durer, because I activated with an alcohol marker, so it kind of looks like it's alcohol marker, but it's not. They actually work quite well activated with an alcohol marker, but I do suggest putting a page behind it anyway, because as you can see, so depending on how juicy your clear alcohol marker is, it kind of could go through. And I just kept it simple. Like I said, I just wanted to color in it. And this one is a really cute one. I had fun coloring in here. I'll probably color another page. But again, they're not as simple, easy breezy to me as they are to some people coloring in his books, because they're quite detailed. So I don't usually consider this an easy breezy coloring book, and I don't color in it as often as I should because of that reason. But this one was fun. I also colored in, okay, so if you watch my videos, you know I selected 2 books to complete for 2025, and I kind of just, I took them off my list. I just wasn't feeling it, and it just became a project. So one of the Matchstick books was a Matchstick Mouse book, and it was the new one, The Big Adventure, and I had a lot of fun coloring in it, but I lost the steam to finish it. But I did want to add a Morgan O'Brien book, and the springtime coloring book is almost completed, so I decided to just finish it. And the pages that I have left are probably pages that I didn't feel like coloring when I was actually really focusing on the book. So they're not really inspiring to me, but I'm just going to do it. Some of them I had as whips, some of them I laid down background, but one I didn't really like the way it was coming out at the time when I colored it, and I left it and I just finished it. And it's this page here. And the reason I didn't like it was because I don't know what pencils I used to color the gopher, hamster, whatever he is, but I didn't like the way it came out, and I stopped. So usually in these books I use actually alcohol marker, or I really like I said, the Faber-Castell, you know, the Albert Durer watercolor pencils. But this book was left out when I was moving 2 years ago, and that's why it's so heavily colored in, because it was like kind of one of the only books I didn't pack up. And I had a pack of Albert Durer pencils, and that was pretty much it. But I'm thinking that when I did this hamster or this furry guy, I didn't have the Albert Durers. Maybe I then packed them, and whatever pencil I had was not water soluble. It was not blendable, and I didn't like it, and I think that's why I just stopped coloring it. But it is what it is. I finished it. And then I went in with alcohol marker now just to get rid of this page. I just wanted it done. So this page is done, and not really one of my favorites, but again, I'm finishing this book and there will be no whips. So it's done. And I don't really have a ton more pages left, so hopefully this will be my next completed book for this year. And this is the springtime coloring book, which is adorable. I have some whips to show you guys as well. So in the new Eerie book, I believe I purchased this in March. Whenever it was released, I purchased it not too long after. But I decided to color in it in April. And like I said, because, you know, new book, got to color in it. But I decided that I wasn't feeling it. So I have a whip. And this is my page. I decided to color this page, and it looks like I print my Colorful Country Life. She really just helps out everybody with all her tutorials and her colors and this, and she has the Colorful Country Life Polychromos blend. So I went in here with Polychromos, and I used her color combinations because I don't use Polychromos often, even though I use the Albert Doers, which are the same in the Matchstick Mouse books. They're tiny images, and I don't really neat combinations for them. I just kind of wing it. But for something like this, I kind of wanted more of like a springboard to jump off of. So I printed out her you know, color combinations, and I started. And I think I went in here with the Albert Doers because I don't have a full set of the polys, but I have a full set of the Albert Doers. Same colors, really. But I don't know. I don't love the paper in the Eerie books. A lot of people have no issue with it, but I do. And I guess that just goes with how you color. Everybody's hand is different. So I don't necessarily enjoy my Prismacolor pencils in this book, in her books. So I went in with Albert Doers, and I do like how it's coming out, but I just lost interest because it was a lot of detail. And in April, I didn't really have a good coloring month with time and whatnot. So I just couldn't finish it. But maybe for June, I can get this page done because I don't want to have a whip in her books. Yeah, so, but I really do like this book. It's very cute. Very, very cute. I see some other pages that are kind of inspiring me, but I'm not going to look because I just want to get this done. So this is in the Eerie's new book. All right, now, Mythomorphia. So this was my project book for 2024. I just wanted to focus on Mythomorphia. No timeline to complete, but it is my favorite Kirby book, and I just wanted to get on into it. And then he released his Dark Fairy Tales, which I was looking so forward to. Like, I was waiting for it, and I kind of knew once that book came out, I wasn't going to really tackle anything else. And I actually have the Dark Fairy Tales right here as well. I love fairy tales, and I don't care about the darkness and stuff. I love it. This is my jam. Like, this is what I like. And it's so hard to find a fairy tale coloring book, like any kind of one where the images inspire me. So I was so excited for his book to come out. But I'm going to be honest, I feel like it's very, very, it's so much more detailed than any of his other books. And I'm having a hard time coloring. I need to just focus. I need to focus because I love every image and every page, but I'm having a hard time. So this is the US published book, but I also have the UK version as well because that was the one I pre-ordered, but then I couldn't remember if I pre-ordered it. It wasn't coming up on my Amazon, so I just purchased another copy, but I colored a page in here, so I'm going to show you this first. When the book first came out, I colored the Rapunzel page. This you guys seen, I've posted this. I think this was March. As soon as it came out, I colored it, and I'm very happy with how it came out and whatnot. Okay. So then I decided, okay, I'm going to color the mermaid page, one of the mermaid pages for Mermaid. And I'm totally unhappy with it. I do not like it. I do not like my colors. I don't know what I was thinking. And the detail, I just wasn't feeling it. So I whipped. I made it a whip. And this was the page I started to do, and I stopped. And, you know, stepping back away from it now. It's not terrible. But the reason I stopped was because I wasn't happy with my color choice for what I'm calling Ursula. And I didn't know what other colors now to bring in, because I kind of don't want to make it like a crazy page, and I try and keep colors, you know, the same. But the color choice I used for her, it kind of messed up my brain as far as what other colors to pull in. So I stopped. Now, my thoughts were, I'm going to put this away and I'm going to focus back on Mythomorphia for now. Because even though I love to create and I love to come up with my own thing, sometimes it's nice to get inspiration from other colorists, you know, little ideas here and there that kind of just are like kindling to the flame of your creativity, and then it gets you going. And I just couldn't find enough here. Now, I love everything Karen from My Colorful Country Life does. So I even toyed around, I'm going to watch some of hers and follow along. Excuse me. But I don't have the time to sit there and watch a video and do the color along. I know that some people are like, well, why? It's the same thing. It's not, because I have to pay more attention, and I just, unfortunately, I'm not allotted that kind of time sometime when I sit down to color for that much focus. Like in my brain, I'm just seeing what I want to do, and it's just so much easier than watching and looking at technique and this. But I think I'm going to eventually, you know, some of the pages that I just can't wrap my head around, I'm waiting for her to do, and I'm going to do that. So I might go back to this and finish it, but in dribs and drabs, and see how it goes, because I really was thinking about just keeping this as a test book and then coloring in the other one I have, like hardcore. But we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. So this was Prismacolor pencils, because that's just what I do. But I just feel like the detail is just a lot more detail. And looking at it, not really. Like this, I feel like is not too bad. The detail on this page, even the detail on this page isn't too bad. But the one that I had a whip and I just stopped doing was this page. I stopped. I just didn't like it. I'm done. It was just too much. It was just, I don't know. I don't know where I went wrong. And that's why I decided maybe I'll just wait. I don't know, but we'll see. But anyhow, I did tackle 2 pages in Mythomorphia actually in May, in this month, which shocked me, right? So I'm going to show you guys the first page I did. So this page I'm going to show you guys, I actually got a little bit of inspiration off of Instagram. I just searched the hashtag Mythomorphia, and Alchemy of Color took this page. And when you see this page, if you have the book, it is a blank background. There's nothing in the background. It's just the rabbit and the grass and whatever. And Alchemy of Color actually added trees, but it looks like they added trees with acrylic paint. Yeah, I'm not that good. So I decided to add trees. I thought it was a great idea. I thought it filled up the background nicely. So I hand drew in some trees and colored them with pencil, and it came out okay. I'm actually fairly happy with how this page came out, to be honest. This was the page. So I basically took their inspiration and added the tree trunks and then the greenery. So the rabbit and the flowers and the vines with the flowers are all already on the page. But I added the trees, which I thought that was just a great idea. Usually when there's a blank background, I usually either add a circle or a moon or a sun or a cloud background, something to just fill up the space. But the trees, I was like, well, how hard could tree trunks be? Oh, I have a little incident here. This tree's just doing its own thing. But, you know, because I'm not an artist and I don't draw. But I figured, what the hey, let's just do it. And I did it. And I'm quite happy with how it came out. So I took the inspiration for the tree trunks from them. And then, you know, that filled in some of the background for these flowers in the sky, because there's, you know, leaves and trees. So I used acrylic paint for that. And then at the bottom here, I used acrylic paint to make grass, like dark grass. And I used, you know, acrylic paint and a brush to make wisps of grass stalks in the background. I did black out some leaves. There were some more flowers and stuff down here, but it was just all too much. Even in here, I kind of went over with the acrylic paint and got rid of some detail because it's just too much. And then I decided I'm just going to do a white rabbit because I figured a gray rabbit, just didn't want to do it. Brown rabbit would have clashed, and I'm not that into detail. And at that point, I was done. So I was like, I'm just doing white. So I went over the white rabbit, added a little bit of light blue and whatever. I think he could have came out a little better, but I'm done. I sealed the page and I'm moving along. But yeah, so I got some inspiration for that page, which was perfect. And then the page I just finished yesterday, which did not go as planned. So this is the double page spread that I finished. And I'm happy with how this came out. It took me like a week and a half to do. Actually, I didn't think I was going to finish it for May, but I did have a couple of mishaps. So I decided I was going to make him a rooster. And because I don't know, he just reminded me of a rooster. I didn't even bother looking to see what he really is. I just was like rooster and that's it. And then I pulled up some rooster images off of Google, which I'll show you here, just to show you like where I was getting my train of thought. But yeah, so I used the luminance pencils for this, and I usually use Prismacolor in his books. But I decided to use luminance because they had, I don't know, it was just the color I wanted to go for. And I find I like the Prismacolors better in this book, to be honest. But I use all my luminance pencils for this entire picture. The ground, and then the background I did with Ganzi Tambi watercolor paint. Now, that's where it didn't go to vision. So I had colored this page, and this is the Ganzi Tambi watercolor paint in the background, and here too. And as you can see, I absolutely love using it. But I decided I didn't want to do the blue background, which I love so much, and I decided I wanted to do a black background. And I just feel like I don't know, it didn't have the result I wanted it to in my head, and I was afraid it was going to start going through a little bit, which it did. I mean, nothing that can't be covered, but sometimes if you saturate the pages too much with water, I just don't want the page to curl. Yeah, so whatever. But then these stupid birds, again, I hate the birds Kirby puts in his books because they're so detailed and they're so tiny. Some of the paint started coloring over it, and the Ganzi Tambi are kind of opaque, so it kind of was like blacking them out. Like I had to black a couple out because it was it. So then I was like, well, now you can't see them. So I outlined them in white acrylic pen, but you know, I was just kind of winging it, so I kind of don't like how they came out. So I should have blacked them out completely, but then it would have caused me to use more water and more paint than I would have liked. And I could have went over it with black acrylic paint instead. But at that point, I was just committed. I had the watercolors out, and I was just doing it. So the background, I'm satisfied with it. But it wasn't the vision I had in my head. And then it wasn't the vision for the birds. The birds were going to be kind of like just like a black and like a white mixture, subtlety, you know. And then I had to do this. So I don't love how it came out. And then just to cover up some imperfections, I splattered some paint for either a splatter effect or stars, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, but I'm happy. I'm happy with it. I'm happy I used a different pencil than I usually use. I'm happy that I went out of my comfort zone and I just tried something different. And I'm happy that I did another double page spread in my Kirby book. So yeah, so now that's all completed. And I did use a little bit of acrylic paint, acrylic pen, Truly Art, just to add some highlights instead of white. So now that's 2 pages down, which I'm very happy about in Mythomorphia. It took me a while, but I did it. And we have some 50 Mythical minis. This is a focus book, and I'm focusing. I'm doing it, and I did 3, no, I think I'm lying. Maybe I am not. I think I did 3 pages. Okay, so I know it was mermaid. I don't color a lot of mermaid pictures. I had more hopes to color some mermaid pictures this month, but they're not really my thing. Sometimes I have a lot of fun. I find good images and I get all excited. This month, not so much. As you can see, here and there, I just try to incorporate some mermaid coloring. Yeah, so I colored in May, this page here, the hippocampus. Now I figured it has a tail. It was kind of mermaid-like, even though it's nothing to do with a mermaid. But I just figured, since I didn't really want to color a mermaid, let me try and color some things with a tail in the sea. So I colored this, and I used my Cali art markers for this. And I added the circle background, and I just kept it simple. I did minimal, if any, shading. Maybe just a little bit of shading with the Prismacolor for highlight in the fish and the hair. But that was it. That's, you know, was May. And, you know, that was kind of more calling out to me than a mermaid. Then I did the elf in April. Now, I was going to add a background, but I just didn't feel like it. So I'll probably go back at some point, maybe add a square border and a black marker and just make it like a night kind of scene, or a blue. I don't know. I'll figure it out. That's something I can do at a later date, but I just finished it. And I believe in this one, I used a mixture of Cali art and Ohuhu. I'm pretty sure like that color is Ohuhu. And this is just alcohol marker. There's no color pencil. And then also in April, I colored the unicorn. And again, this is all, this is Ohuhu actually. Ohuhu markers and just no pencil, just straight coloring just to make it easy for myself. I just wanted a nice, easy coloring. So I was able to get 3 pages done in this book, which I'm happy about. The hell was that? Okay, so I have my windows in my house. They're awful, but you know, windows. Who could afford to get them done, redone? And the screens are in the inside, and sometimes bees, big bugs, like crash into the window, which is on the outside. So you hear them like bang, bang, and you're like, what the hell is that? And it's just bugs crashing into the windows because the screens are on the inside. So if it was on the outside, I probably wouldn't hear them, but I'm like, oh my gosh, thank God for windows, right? So anyway, just a side note, because if you hear me go, what the, it's because I'm sitting in front of the window, like the window's behind me, and like things are crashing into it. No birds, thank gosh, because, you know, but the bugs, whew, not a fan. All right. And that's that. So we'll see. Definitely gonna trying to get some pages colored. Had some bleed through here, which is so funny because it turned yellow and it's orange. And that's Cali art markers. I never had that problem with Ohuhu. So anyway, and that's 50 mythical miniatures from Camelia Angelkova. Now, if you guys didn't know, she came out with a new one. She came out with a new book, which I'm sure everybody knows by now, 50 dragon-themed minis. You know, I always said I am good with Camelia books. I'm done, and then I'm like, I have to have them. So I do skip over a couple of her books, because if it's not 100% what I want to color in, I'm not purchasing it. I'll save it and maybe put it on my Christmas list or my birthday list or something like that. But dragons, 9 out of 10 times, I'm buying that. So this came out, I bought it, and I colored 3 pages because I was having so much fun coloring in this book that I just couldn't stop. So I colored this page here. And again, I used the color pattern book and got some inspiration to do the wings. I kind of wanted to make it more like a butterfly-y kind of look, but it reminds me of those, I'm going to date myself with age, and I don't know if they're still out there, but those ice pops you used to get from the truck. They were like orange and red. They look like, I don't know, like a spaceship or something. I don't know. But anyway, that's all I could see in my head. But I had so much fun coloring this page. So much fun. It was such a pleasure. And like I got a lot of the inspiration from that book. And again, this is just Cali art markers. And I added the background. And really so much fun and such sweet images. I just have to do my little date stamp at the bottom for May. And then I colored this page here, which again, I figured, okay, it's in the ocean and it's got fish and it's got tails. It's not a mermaid, but at least I'm keeping up with the seafaring theme in my brain. So I colored this one. And again, Cali art markers. So much fun. And it came with the circle background in the sun. I didn't have to add that. So yeah. And that was super fun. And then the other page I colored was this one. And I can't remember. I think I added the background. And then I got this water theme. I just wanted to try, you know, sometimes in the water it's like different colors. I don't know, I'm on the fence with how I like it, but it was fun to try. It was fun to blend. It was fun to do. And again, tail, so not really a mermaid, but kind of in the creature feature world. He could be a mermaid of his kind, who knows. And I thought it was cute. So yeah, a lot of fun. So this book, I'm having so much fun coloring in it. And I actually was going to color more, but I'm like, no, you have to stop, because I didn't want to get tired of it and I didn't want to get like bored of it. So I stopped, but you will definitely be seeing this book colored more in, because it's really cute. And that is the new one by Camelia Andrikova, 50 dragon themed minis. Keeping up with Camelia, we have 50 Zodiac themed minis. In May, I colored Taurus. And just straightforward, I believe I used Ohuhu and Cali art markers for this. And just straightforward, just something easy peasy coloring. April, I colored Aries. Honestly, I'm not coloring in this book in an order. Aries, you know, when April was around, this kind of called out to me. I thought it was cute, and I thought he was cute for May. I wanted to color him. Honestly, I'm not really sure how I'm feeling about coloring this. It's not calling out to me, so I probably won't. This one is, I can see myself coloring that one. I may wait, or I may color it in June. I may color it, wait. You know, it depends. It's not a plan to go in order. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. It's just a matter of what I feel like coloring. And then I colored a mermaid for May. I did do it. So I decided I have to color a mermaid page, so I did. And again, I don't know what's going on with me. I know I put paper behind, but I had bleed through. So either the paper was too thin or it moved out of the way and I wasn't paying attention. I don't know. I find I'm not a fan of the Cali art markers, to be honest with you guys. I find that they work well and they're doing the trick. I find that some of them are no different than the Ohuhu, but some of the markers I find a little too juicy. I find they bleed too much. I don't know. I just really need to get an Ohuhu set, but they're doing the trick and I'm just going to use them. They're not awful. They're budget friendly, and you know, for budget friendly, I think they're one of the better ones. But yeah, I had a lot of fun, and I wanted to make these little pearls. I wanted to make them glittery with oh my goodness, I can't think of, you know, all those glitter gel pens that are out there. I have them all, and I just forgot. So maybe I'll go back and do that. But yeah, so at least I have a mermaid done. And that's 50 Zodiac themed minis by Camelia Andrikova. Now, you guys may have seen April. I may have done it in March because I didn't flag it. No, I couldn't have done it in March. I don't really know. Whatever. 3 pages. It was really just a Camelia kind of 2 months, because it's easy peasy coloring, and that's kind of just where I was going with it. This book, when I was doing my my coloring book collection video, because I was trying to find how many untouched books I have, which, by the way, guys, I'm done with that. I thought that I had more to show, and I actually ended up purging some books. So that series is actually done. The only books that were left that I didn't show were Eerie books, Clara Markova, and I think that was it. Yeah. The other shelf, it had like a lot of nonsensical stuff on it. So I just kind of, it wasn't even worth like a video. It would have been like it would have been like 4 Eerie books and 2 Clara books or 3 Clara books. So I'm kind of done with that. I'm toying around doing every page I've ever colored, or just untouched, but we'll see. I have to figure it out. Anyway, so this had been one of my untouched books I showed like a couple months ago, and I just didn't realize how much I liked it, and I've been coloring in it. So I colored in April the bee page, the beehive, and it was just fun. It's just so much fun coloring in these books. I forgot to do my little details on that flower, but you know, that's okay. I get to a point sometimes when I'm coloring, and I'm just, especially in April, that's why I didn't get a lot done, where I'm just like, I'm done. Super fun though. I love coloring in her books. They're just so easy breezy. All marker. I believe I use Cali Art. And this is a really cute book. And I think there were mermaid pages in here. Maybe not, but I didn't color them. But yeah, it's a really cute book. Like, I love this page. I may actually tackle this for June. I'm sure I'm gonna flag it. And we're going to take off this one. Yeah, super cute, but we'll see. And this is 50 Easter and Spring Fairy Houses. This isn't a newer one. I think this was an older one, and it just was on my shelf. And I hadn't given it much attention. And then another one is 50 Vacation Minis. And I think this was an untouched book for me. So in April, I colored this page. And I added the background, and I just wanted to have an untouched book colored in. So this one. There are a couple other pages in here that are kind of giving me summer vibes. That was a whip. So I guess this wasn't untouched, but I guess I just wanted to have like a fully touched page in here maybe. I don't know. But this was the one I colored. And there are some other pages in here that are giving me summer vibes, which I might tackle in June, because in June I kind of feel like I'm not a summer person. I know a lot of people love it, and it is like the hottest. There are no bigger feuds than which way the toilet paper roll goes and what season you like. My goodness. So I am not a summer person. I just don't handle the heat well as I got older, unfortunately. It's not about not liking summertime. Summertime is great. But unfortunately, I don't have the tolerance for the hot weather as I used to. And I don't know why, but it started a couple years ago when I got sick, and I went on medication, and it just kind of made things a little hard for me. I was getting a lot of hot flashes and all that kind of fun stuff we go through. And my tolerance for the heat just plummeted, and it just hasn't gone back up. So I don't do well in the heat, and I can't enjoy the summer. When it gets to a certain degree of temperature, I don't leave my house, but I've always loved fall and winter. I love the winter. I don't care if it snows. I don't care. So yeah, but in June, I do like that summer vibe of barbecues and, you know, I don't know, like pools and beach umbrellas, you know, all that kind of fun stuff. So I'm all gung-ho for it in June, and I'll probably tackle a bunch of summer pages in June, but by July, I'm done. I am done, and you won't see me out again until there's leaves on the floor. But to each their own, right? If we all liked the same things, world would be a really boring place. So that's 50 vacation themed miniatures. Did I color in here in the Hygge Nature? This one is by Susu, I guess. And it looks like I colored 2 pages. Oh, I did. Okay, so in April, I colored this page here. Just a nice, easy breezy coloring. These books really are just so relaxing. I really didn't think I was going to enjoy the cozy books. Like I enjoy like Camilla books, and they were kind of like the type of easy breezy books I went for. And then these cozy books blew up, and I wasn't feeling them at first. And then I was like, yeah, you know, some of these are kind of cute. And you know what? I really do find them just really relaxing. They're just like easy. And I colored this one for May. And this was fun too. And again, just going in with alcohol marker, mostly Cali Art. Sometimes I pull out an Ohuhu and I color with it, but yeah. so super fun, and I'm enjoying these books, you know, but I think I'm good with how many I have. I know I said that, and then I bought those Meowvies ones, but you know, I think I need to tackle these a little bit more before I buy any other ones, but that's not to say they're not on my list to maybe ask for during the Christmas season or whatever, but we'll see. Again, this is Hygge Nature by Sue. A lot of cute spring and summery pages in here to enjoy. And then I did get a mermaid page, another mermaid page done. This is R.J. Hampson's Hide and Seek. This is my focus book. I teeter back and forth with this and Mountain King, but I decided I'm just going to focus on Hide and Seek. And I colored, nope, that's a whip. I did the mermaid page. So you see, I did get a mermaid in. Yay, go me. For this, I actually used some alcohol marker because I just needed to just wrap some stuff up. So I based like the water and the sky and her skin with alcohol marker, and then the leaves. But as you can see, some of these leaves, I actually started going in with pencil, and then I just decided, you know what? I'm losing my steam coloring. I don't know what was going on, but I was like, I don't want to whip in here. I want to finish it. So I went in with alcohol marker. I was using Fun Lave pencils. It is an extreme budget pencil off of Amazon, and some of them are a little scratchy, some of them aren't, but I think they actually perform superb in his books. Now, the last time I used them was not in the hardcover, where the paper is marginally better. I used it in his paperback, and that's where I found them to be amazing. In here, they were okay. So I guess there is a difference in paper quality because the pencils did perform differently in my eyes. But because I want to eventually complete this book, that is why I have a hardcover. On the books of his I wish to complete or think I might complete down the line, I purchased the hardcover, but I'll always say it, I think you get more bang for your buck with his paperback. Paper or not, his images are amazing, and he gives you different images. Like you get one set, and then in the back you get another set with like a difference, and like little, you know, things changed, and I just think it's just, his paperbacks are amazing. But to complete, I need a book completed, so that's why I purchased hardcovers now. Yeah, super fun. And I'm glad I got a page done, and I'm so happy. You know, there was so much more I wanted to do. I wanted to, you know, go over the waves with a white pen a little bit better. I wanted to add a little bit of elements, but I was done, and I didn't want to ruin it or do something which I didn't like, so I just stopped. And I also wanted to get a mermaid page colored, so I did. So that is the physical coloring books for April and May of 2025 that I colored in. But now I'm going to show you my color by number books. And I just want to give you guys an idea of how many pages I colored, because I may have not been tackling coloring books that much in April and May, but my goodness, did I do damage to this color by number. Here are all the coloring pages I colored in April in the color by number, and in May, and I still have not posted. I have not stuck in here about 7 pictures. So the reason is, I just needed to see what page I started on in April so I could flip through. I'm trying to do more than one hobby, and I've been reading. Fortunately, I just can't concentrate when I read anymore. I get too distracted and I get tired and I fall asleep. So I've been doing audiobooks, and I've been just, you know, I have a TBR list of books to read. I had a 25 book reading goal for 2025. It's done. I hit it already. I'm on like 30 books, audio, and at night I unwind in my bed listening to my audiobook like 2 hours before I actually want to go to bed. I take my color by number book, and I decided to just do this book in order and just color in it and relax. And that's what I did. So I don't really care about how, I'm trying to still find my way, like what how I think the pages look best colored. So I was playing with a couple of things. They don't look the greatest. I don't care. It's really just relaxation at night for me to color. But there are some things I started to do that I'm no longer going to do. And when I start another book, I'm probably not going to do it. So basically, I was using like a washi tape. And after I colored the page, I was framing it off just to give it more of like a nicer image. But you know what? It was costing me money. And because this is like that special kind of art duct tape in like the width of washi tape, I'm done. You know what? I'm not spending extra money on things that I don't need to spend extra money on. So from going forward, the only thing I'm doing in these books is I am just putting a page protector on it, which is just a regular 8.5 by 11 page protector. I'm just cutting off the holes on the side. You can even find them where they're not. I just cut off the holes and it opens it up and then I just slide it on. I mean, you could probably get the correct size off Amazon France because their legal size and our legal size in the US states are different. So when you purchase their page protectors, they're actually probably the size of these books. But I just don't see, I just can't justify spending $30 to get 100 sheets of paper shipped from France. Like, it's, whatever, this is working fine. I'm not displaying this in a museum. So, and everything colored in this book is only colored with acrylic paint pens, which is the Gangwana I have, or Tuli Art, and the Langude or Mocha gel pens. So I colored this. I'm just going to flip through. Now they do have page protectors on them, and I did tape them so they don't slide off. So unfortunately there is going to be a glare and I cannot take it off, and I apologize. These two, all the way a little bit. And I have a lot of mishaps with these. The Langude gel pens, if you watch my video where I showed you guys a trick on how to get the ink to flow, they flow, man. They flow, and unfortunately, if it's not dry, it's smearing everywhere. Like, I've put my arm in it, so now I have to tackle the pages a little bit differently so that my arm doesn't go into a part that's not dried. See, like this smeared and whatnot, but you know, my purpose for completing these books is just to give myself extra relaxation at night before I go to bed. And it's mindless. I pre-pick out my colors. I put them in a little pencil case, and I always have 2 pages worth. And I sit down in my bed and I listen to my audiobook and I just do the page. And if I finish a page while I'm in bed, I just pull out the other pencil case. So I always have 2 pencil cases with colors going. I do skip a page here and there, but I will go back to them when the book is complete and finish everything up, which looks like this book should be completed by before August. And I did pre-order on Amazon France 2 new books. I believe they're coming in July or August, maybe between June and August. I have to look again to see. They have one that is based on horses, but Disney horses, like Disney character horses. And those kind, not like I know they have nature books. They have other color by numbers, not just Disney themed. But I chose the Disney theme one. Like, they have the cats and dogs one, which are all the Disney characters that, you know, have cats and dogs. This one, it was with horses. So I ordered it. And I ordered a princess one. A petite princess, I think. I don't know. It's not out yet. So it's whichever one isn't out yet. I think it's a tiny book. I don't know which one I'm going to complete next. I have to see. I also have ones on my shelf I can do, but I'm gonna see. And now you can see I ran out of the black tape and I just don't care anymore. I need to make things as easy as possible for myself. Otherwise, I'm trying to keep my hobby easy breezy, especially coloring. And I find that, unfortunately, I don't know what happened since April. I just don't have a lot of time, and a lot of things I allotted for myself as far as coloring goes became more chore-like, like logging my journal, taping the edges, buying the tape. I just kind of want to sit, color, and done, and relax. So that's why I kind of, this one I gotta, so some of them you have to trim down a little bit better, but I just stuck this on real quick. This one is actually, so this one is just, this is my tester sheet. Like, this is the one I put on just because, so I'm up to this page here I'm doing, and this page, obviously I did, but I didn't want the ink on this to rub off on this one. So this page is just my, and you can see it's got ink all over it, my tester, you know, my protector page. Once I'm done with this page and it's dry, I'll put a legit one on here. So this one, yeah, this is like the page with all the crappy stuff on it, just so that it protects it. And then I went through and I outlined all the black in the rest of the pages. Look, I'm already on page, I'm on page 92. There's only 100, and I only skipped like 5 in this whole book. So I just have to go back and do 5 pages, and then I'm done. And the reason I started coloring in these books, and I was just pulling ones off the shelf and picking out pages, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go in order. I'm going to take one book, and I'm going to go in order, because I sometimes, depending on how long I'm laying in bed listening to an audiobook, I can do 2 pages. I get 2 pages done. Never in one night. Well, there was some I did because they were super easy. But, you know, like, I was just blowing through it, and I'm like, I'm going to get another book completed, and I didn't even plan on it, and that's perfect. Especially these books, because they're kind of, they're not cheap. They're kind of like a little pricey. And I just feel like, great, I'm doing it. Like, so, yeah. So I don't know which one I'm going to start next. I have to see when the pre-orders are coming, and then I have to see what I already have on my shelf, or maybe what's available. There were some that were calling out to me that I wanted to purchase, but I just couldn't justify it. So if I know I'm now going to complete one, I may purchase. I really want the new heroes and villain one. But I did just pre-order too, so I don't know. I have to see. I'll figure it out. I'll let you guys know. So yeah, so that's where I'm going with this, and super happy with the progress. And that's it, really. That is all of my coloring pages for April and May of 2025. I'm going to come with you guys, add you guys with a coloring plan video for June. My plan videos, they never go as planned, but I know some people get inspiration from seeing different books and what people want to do. So, and I've been told you guys like those videos, and when I stopped doing them at one point, you guys asked why, so I do them when I can. But yeah, I'm gonna go through everything and see what I got going on. But I just wanted to thank you guys so much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, as it does help my little channel out. I really don't do much of anything else on these channels. I don't do color alongs, which I have had requests to do. There are a lot of reasons why I don't do color alongs. They're kind of foolish reasons, and I'm going to be straightforward and honest with you. Nobody really that I know, they really don't know that I have a channel. And that's because I really don't share the same likes and hobbies as a lot of people that I know, and I just rather them not know that I have a channel. But I feel like they can find you if you're friends with them, like pages pop up and stuff. And this is just for me and for the people who enjoy this hobby. I don't really want to introduce anybody else who wouldn't understand it into it, because it's just something for me and for the community who enjoys it. So I may down the line create another page, YouTube page with color alongs where I'm not speaking. It's just going to be color alongs. Obviously, if you're following me, you'll get the information when that happens and if I do it, but I don't really know if that's something anybody would want to see. I mean, you could see my coloring is minimal. I mean, it is not extravagant, but it's something I might do. So I'm tossing it up. I'm tossing it around. It would take a lot more time on my part to do that. So I'm just trying to work things out, especially if people wouldn't really be into it. I don't know if I would do it. But that is always an option because there is content out there. People enjoy content for everything. But yeah. So that's why I don't do color alongs. I kind of just don't want to be found. Yeah. So just be transparent with you guys. But if that is something you guys want to see, let me know. I would do it, you know, then I would do it and let you guys know, you know, the channel and whatnot. Totally up to you guys. But that would be something I would probably get in work towards the end of the year. Because also when I color, I'm all over the place. Like, and to film, and you do a color along, you got to kind of, you know, soup to nuts, A to Z, just so people can follow along, you know. And I'm kind of like, oh, here, oh, there, oh, wait, my cat's crying. Oh, I got to go. I don't know. I give so much credit to all of the channels I follow that do color alongs. You guys are my heroes because I'm just amazed with your attention to detail. I love it. And I watch them and I love them. So I thank you all for those who have videos and post. I love to watch your videos. I love your channels. All the Instagram accounts I follow. I love the inspiration. And I just want to thank you all for that. And thank you all for watching. And just stay tuned, more videos coming up. I am actually going to do my Colorful Country Life. She did like a tag video for anyone who has a YouTube channel. It's like 10 questions about like coloring hobbies and this and that. And I think I'm going to do it. I just have to get some things organized to show you guys some things that I do enjoy and other hobbies. So I'll try and post that as well. All right, guys. Thank you for watching, and I shall see you guys soon.